Everyone knows that Counter-Strike skins can get really expensive really fast, and because of that, I always get people asking me what cheap knife skins they could get that would look actually decent in game. Before, a lot of these options all just looked really bad in CSGO, but with CS2's improved graphics and whatnot, some of these are looking way better, and at least in my opinion, are really not bad options anymore. Now obviously, there isn't going to be any way to get a super rare expensive knife like a Butterfly Fade, for example, for under a couple $1,000, but I want to show you guys 6 knife skins you could pick up instead that can look just as good. Before I get into everything, as normal, I need to pay for food, so let me give a shout out to today's video sponsor, SkinsMonkey. SkinsMonkey is hands down one of the best bot trading sites you can use with CSGO skins. Say you want to upgrade some of your current skins, this would be the perfect site to do it with. You can also straight up buy skins too, and with their 35% deposit bonus plus my code, it gives anyone quite a nice balance to work with. There's even free giveaways and rewards for completing simple tasks on the site to help you get even more skins. Get $5 for free now with my link in the description below. Now before I show the skins, I do want to mention, budget in CSGO still means you're going to be spending at least $70 to $80 USD for a knife skin. I know in most other games you can probably buy skins like this with in-game coins for only a couple of bucks, but the thing is, especially for the newer players who don't know, to maybe get one of these knives, even the cheap ones, you're looking at opening about 400 cases, which is $1,000 in keys alone. That's not even considering the case prices. So because you basically have to spend an insane amount of money to maybe get one of these knives, unless you get really lucky or something, that is why budget knives are still gonna be kind of expensive. But do keep in mind, depending on the popularity of the game, how many people are playing it, various updates, and even which marketplace you're using, you can sometimes find some pretty good prices. Getting into the actual skins now, the first ones I want to talk about here are specifically Shadow Dagger's Autotronic. These ones specifically are in field tested. And I mean, even for field tested, moving around on the lighting, look how amazing these look. Not only does the like silver parts reflect the light, kind of almost like some of the other higher tier skins do entirely, but even for field tested, the red's not super dark. You can see it quite well, and it's not like super patchy or dirty or anything. Yeah, they are just Shadow Daggers. Like, I know not many people like the butt plugs, but I mean, when it comes to budget knives, there's only so many options you're gonna have. If you did want to, you could pick them up on Skinport right now for 127 bucks about. By the way, keep in mind, I'm gonna use Skinport to reference prices for this video. I know some of you guys might get mad because it's not buff, but I personally buy a lot of skins off of Skinport because I can just put my debit card in and it's really easy. So I'm just gonna do things my way. Following that with the next skin, I know it is Shadow Daggers again, but next up I want to talk about the freehand skins. Now, Shadow Daggers freehand aren't the only option when it comes to budget versions of these skins, but this one I will say is definitely the cheapest, and these still look really good. Like, these are selling for about 111 bucks right now, but if you were willing to spend a little bit more money, you could pick up a gut knife freehand like this one right here for about 132 bucks. Definitely a little bit more. I don't know how many people are going to consider this budget still, but hey, also a very good looking variant of the freehand. Moving on to the next skin I want to talk about, which is also a gut knife as well. This is the Damascus Steel skin. And because it's very silver, you can see it reflects in the light of CS2 very well. It definitely depends on the map, but you can see, like, if I put the knife maybe right about here, yeah, like that looks pretty sick. Honestly, in my opinion, the gut knife all around is not that bad of a knife. The pull-out animation is decent, the inspect's not anything super crazy, but you can actually see it, and the knife blade itself is really big, so you get a lot of skin on there. When you're running around in game 2, again, depending on the lighting, you can get some pretty crazy, like, blue color tones on it, which is also really cool in my opinion. If you like this one, though, you could pick up this one for about 120 bucks, which is kind of in between the last two, but it's honestly not that bad, especially considering this is a .21 float too, which makes it really clean. Now, that one I'm gonna follow with this Ursus knife. This is an Ursus knife stained, and well, it looks kind of bad when it's not in the light. I'll be completely honest, because the stained knives can get some pretty cool reflections, this kind of puts it up there in my tier list. Now, this one is very battle scarred, so it really doesn't look that good, but considering it is 130 bucks, that's really not bad for an Ursus knife, because most of the time they're a lot more expensive than that. If we go a little bit cheaper than that, you can get these stained Shadow Daggers, which again, Shadow Daggers, you might like them, you might not. I honestly kind of think they're pretty cool, but these will only run you about 89 bucks, which is definitely a lot cheaper than the Ursus, but they're a way lower float, which makes them look a lot cleaner. In some lighting, they look kind of like spotted leopard patterns in a way, which could go really well with snow leopard gloves now that I think about it. Now, following that, I want to talk about blue steel skins next. Like, this Navaja right here is only about 80 bucks, believe it or not, but in a good field tested float like this one is, it kind of gives minor blue gem vibes in some ways. This one specifically is a pretty field tested float, so it's not crazy dirty anything. There's a little bit of dirt spots on the non-play side, but depending on the lighting on the map, people do call these like fake blue gems sometimes because they can sometimes show an insane amount of blue. I don't know if I would call it a fake blue gem, but this might be one to take a look at if you like case hardens like that. Because this is only a Navaja too, it's only gonna run you about 100 bucks. Lastly for this video though, I'm gonna follow that with one more Navaja, specifically a field tested Crimson Web Navaja. Now these you can pick up for about 125 bucks. It really kind of depends on the marketplace where you're looking at them. But even though it is only field tested and there is a lot of wear on the actual skin itself, when you get into the lighting right, because you have like those silver parts parts of the blade exposed, it does like that right there. It shines really fast, but it adds this really cool like shine glare to it, which I think is really sick. The actual blade itself is pretty small, so it would be really hard to try to find like a full web on here, or even a fake full web. But in terms of skins you can get for around $100 in CS2 right now, this is honestly probably one of your best options. Anyways though, if you guys made it this far, let me know down in the comments what you think about my choices and which one you would probably take out of these if you had the money for it. Other than that though, if you guys have made it this far, don't forget to drop a like and of course subscribe if you're new. And now whatever video YouTube's showing on your screen, the algorithm thinks you'd like, so do me a favor and go check it out.